Matthew records in the 20th chapter and in the 20th verse a rare request for greatness. In that 20th chapter of that 20th verse, AJ, in that 20th chapter, in the 20th verse, and you may be seated this morning, because it's a pretty lengthy part of our scripture. Can you give me some more? Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? And she said unto him, Grant that these my two boys may set the one on the right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are you able to drink from the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I'm baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. And he says unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to set on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brothers. But Jesus called them unto him and said, You know that the priests of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servants. There is an old Negro anthem. The author, I do not know the name. But there is a spiritual song that says, Servant, sit down. Servant, sit down. And the servant replies in this song, I can't sit down. I just got to heaven. And I've got to look around. Servant, sit down. Servant, sit down. My soul is happy. I just got to heaven. And I can't sit down. Second verse says, Bring me his long white robe. Bring me his starry crown. He said, but I still can't sit down. My soul is happy. I've just got to heaven. And and I got to look around. I want to talk about the real essence of greatness. Right. The real essence of greatness. You know, the other day in prayer meeting, I discovered in a lesson how great I really am. Not only is Helen married to a great man, but I'm married to a great woman. Amen. And every now and then you have to pat your own self on the back. Because you are wonderfully made. Do you know that there are not two individuals with the same DNA? Nobody has a duplicate fingerprint that looks like yours. Nobody has the same numbers of hairs internally or externally. Because we are all wondrously made. There is a greatness in you that sometimes is bottled up. And folk around you don't know how great you really are. I see you. Sometimes you could solve the problem, but nobody asked you. Sometimes you could help the situation, but your wisdom told you to leave it alone and let God handle it. Our text is about a mother who loved her son so much that she wanted in her thinking that heaven was a geographical location. And if you're going to build a kingdom east of Jerusalem, on the other side of Nazareth, her mind was not in heaven, it was in a location. And so she said, Lord, when you get to this kingdom, I believe in you. I believe in worship and praise of you. So when you get to the kingdom, help me, Lord Jesus.
Oh, yes.
This is what I want you to do for me. I don't want to have to die and go to heaven and find out that my boys are not there. And that's the reason that we won't know each other in heaven like we know each other now, because it says that there will be no weeping in heaven. And if I get there and find out my baby didn't make it, that will induce some sorrow, and heaven will not tolerate sorrow. So I won't know my mother as my mother. I won't know my wife as my woman. I will know her by the covenants of God, because it said we're going to look like him. So her idea of the kingdom work is an admirable one, because no mother wants their children to go to hell. Yeah. Servant, sit down. Servant, sit down. I can't sit down. I've just got to help it. And I've got to look around. Zebedee's wife thought that if she could get Jesus to grant her, and my first point for you today is grace is always better than grants. The text says, she said, Lord, they didn't earn it. They haven't worked for it. They don't merit it. They have not actually played a participatory part in the kingdom building. But even at that, when you get to heaven, I want you to save my boys some seats. I want to know that one of them is sitting on your left and the other one is sitting on your right. Will you do that for me, Jesus? How many times have we gone to God with empty requests and not no supplication in our prayer? We've gone to God and asked God to fix this, but we're not doing anything. We've asked God to repair this, but we are not making any efforts at all on our part. We just want him to grant us. Grant is cheap, y'all. Grace is superior. She says, when you get to your kingdom, Lord, I believe you're going there, and I want you to save my boys some seats. And he says unto them, do you really realize what you're asking? I discovered, church, that there are some people who are always trying to get the working folk to sit down. Big mama, go over there and sit down somewhere. And you know what? The ones who are telling you to sit down don't realize if you sit down, what they going to eat. If you sit down, where they going to live? Talk to me this morning, church. The very ones that are trying to get you to sit down, they're not going to stand up. They're not going to replace the efforts that you have done. So that all they want you to go sit down somewhere. The servant says, I can't sit down. My soul is happy. I've just got to help. And I've got to look around. The second point I want to make to you in this text, church, is not only the Lord said, I'm not able to give you what you didn't earn. If you don't catch nothing, catch that one. Right. Some of us want grace, but we don't want to be given. Yeah. We want to be forgiven, but we don't want to forgive.
Yes, yes.
We want to prosper, but we don't want to go to work. We want for God to give us his best, and we give him our worst. We want to be placed in areas of authority where people can look at us. Seats meant authority. The judge sits on the seat. Yeah. And it's called a bench of authority. My daddy, when he was living, had a chair in the kitchen. And out of the 4 chairs and tables in the dining room kitchen, there was one chair that belonged to Papa. I don't care who you was. It was worse than Archie Bunker in his chair. If you thought you were going to sit in that chair, and he was going to sit somewhere else in his house, that dog would not hunt. Because it was his chair. But I've discovered something. He earned the right. Help me, Lord Jesus.